right, everyone, we have some big news. Some news I feel like we've known for quite a while. It's been rumored for, I guess at this point, the last few weeks. But we have official confirmation from Marvel Studios, from the MCU. The Fantastic Four has been cast. And I'm not surprised by the announcement since a lot of this stuff was leaking out, again, days before, weeks before. But it's officially confirmed by all these different publications. So let's go ahead and read this article, and I'll come back with my thoughts. And I definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. But again, Marvel Studios has found its Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and Joseph Quinn will star as the heroes in the Fantastic Four. Pascal was previously reported to star as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic in the feature, while the others have been heavily rumored in recent months. Kirby will star as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, while Joseph Quinn will play her brother, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Moss-Bachrach will star as Ben Grimm, the Thing. The casting caps years of speculation over who might play the team. It's felt like years. I agree. I absolutely agree with that. The film now has a new release date of July 25th, 2025. Oh, they missed it. It would have been perfect if it was 2024. I know it's impossible to film that now, but it would have been perfect. July, can you imagine July 4th, 2024? Oh, the force. Oh, well. And hails from WandaVision director Matt Shankman, Jeff Kaplan, and Ian Springer penned a draft of the script, with Avatar: The Way of Water scribe Josh Friedman working on a version as well. Marvel announced the news early Wednesday in a Valentine's Day Instagram message for fans. At the same time, Disney revealed the new release day and tweaked title change. It was previously known as Fantastic Four without the in front. Now it has the in front of it. I love it. I love it when we have a the in front, because we had those original two Tim Story Fantastic Four. They weren't called the Fantastic Four, just Fantastic Four. And then you had the awful one from 2015 was Fan Four Stick. That was a huge mistake. But now we got the Fantastic Four. All the rest of those Fantastic Fours, no thank you. Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, which was still to this day is probably the best one. That one doesn't count. All those. Move aside. We have the Fantastic Four. So that's good. I'm glad we finally have the information now. I'm glad that we have a release date for this movie, and of course that we have the principal cast, at least the main 4 stars for the film. I mean, still we don't know who's going to be the villains, so little information about the story based on the artwork they released. I will say this, based on the artwork right here. So Happy Valentine's Day, which is actually a great piece of art. I really like this art. That's very nice. I'm using that for the title card. I get the sense that this is going to be a period piece. There's just something about it, and I would love it. I would absolutely love it if they set at least the first movie in the 1960s. Because of course Fantastic Four was created by Marvel in the 1960s. I believe what the first issue was like 1961. I want to say so. It was super early 60s. So I would love it if they set that. I think that would be the perfect for the first movie. And then eventually you can have it where they're interacting with the modern day heroes. You go through one portal out another portal, and it's like, oh, it's 60 plus years later. It's like, what happened? And I'm sure they'll explain all that. So if they do, that'd be cool. But for the longest time, Fantastic Four has just not been treated very well, obviously, in live action. Of course, you had the Roger Corman movie, which again, in hindsight, it's probably the best one we've gotten so far. You had the 2 Tim Story films, which I thought were very bad. You had Fan Four Stick, which was the worst one, which felt like just a complete and total departure from Fantastic Four, and Josh Trank made that movie according to his sensibilities and his aesthetics. And for me, Fantastic Four works as a science fiction adventure romp. That's what it should be. But and at its core, it's about this family. Maybe they don't always get along with each other, but they're a family at the end of the day, and they're going to help each other. That's what's so appealing about the Fantastic Four. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are have been down the Fantastic Four, mostly just because of obviously the movies that we've gotten of them, not great. Obviously, first exposure to those characters, but they think that they're kind of hokey and cheesy, and I don't really agree with that. I mean, I think it's a little lighter in tone. Certainly some of the the original stories, but I think at its core, I love that kind of wholesomeness about this family. Like, people that say they don't like the Fantastic Four, I would ask them this question typically. It's like, do you like The Incredibles? And it's like, oh yeah, I love The Incredibles. It's one of the greatest Pixar movies of all time. It's one of the greatest animated movies of all time in the 21st century. It's like, well, you're going to love Fantastic Four because The Incredibles is pretty much Brad Bird's own interpretation of the Fantastic Four. Also set in the 1960s and also dealing with all his love for the spy genre too. And I was like, just the template is there for a great Fantastic Four movie. I mean, someone else just clearly did it with different characters, but that's it. And so if they can apply those those same aesthetics, those same core values of being about, family and struggling with obviously enormous interpersonal issues and also have like a really compelling villain, which I imagine we're going to get some great compelling villains. I imagine Doom's going to be cast in this, and he should be set up as like the next Thanos. I know they still got to deal with Kane and everything, but take the time to set all that up. Do not rush this. Have fun with it, and I'm hoping that's what they do. In terms of the casting itself, Vanessa Kirby, loved her. She's a great actress, so I'm totally cool with that. Her, Sue Stern, perfect. Ebon Moss-Bachrach, he was like one of my top choices for years to play the Thing. Totally fine with that too. I had some other choices, but I'm like, that's great. And he's popping up in everything. Obviously, great success and things like The Bear recently. And he's kind of already in the Disney family. He was in those several episodes of Andor, and he was great in that too. Joseph Quinn, funny enough, the person that I originally wanted to play Johnny Storm for the longest time was Joe Keery, who was in Stranger Things. He plays the character of Steve, who I absolutely love. And Joseph Quinn is also from Stranger Things. He played the character of Eddie in the most recent season of Stranger Things. He's also going to be in the Quiet Place prequel, Day One. And so really excited about that. I think that's going to be that's great casting. So switch out one Stranger Things actor for the other. I'm cool with that. But the one thing, and I know that guy's been kind of getting a lot of hate online recently, but it happens. Pedro Pascal, who I think is a very talented actor, but he is in a lot of stuff. And I think he's kind of entered into that territory of being overexposed, whether it be in the multitude of movies that he's been in recently, to the TV shows like The Last of Us and The Mandalorian, and now he's here. It's just it's kind of a lot. And I think we all had our individual fan castings for Reed Richards, who we want. I mean, I would have loved if it was John Krasinski. Kind of got that, I suppose, in Doctor Strange. And at the end of the day, I think Pedro Pascal is going to do a great job. I have no doubt about it. But he has been a little overexposed. So I'm excited for all the other castings. That one was like, well, it's like, okay, sure, I get it. And listen, I'm sure at the end of the day, he's going to do a very good job, and he's going to make me, eat my words. And it's like overexposed, but I did a great job, so he probably will. So I'm excited for it. And then of course the next one everyone's going to be asking about, what about Doom? What about Doctor Doom at this point? And there's rumors about who could possibly play Doom. Everyone from Mads Mikkelsen. I think that would be pretty cool. I know he's already been in the MCU as Caecilius, or the evil magician guy, but I'm like, who fucking cares about that character? Cast him as Doom. I wouldn't mind that, but we'll see. But in terms of this announcement, I'm happy. They finally announced it. I'm happy that people can stop speculating, and now I'm just looking forward to the movie because I'm such a huge Fantastic Four fan. But what about you guys? Are you excited by this news? Do you like the casting for Reed Richards and Sue Storm and Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm? Are you looking forward to the movie? I mean, I know everyone has like various levels of superhero fatigue right now, but do you think like Fantastic Four and possibly movies like Deadpool and the upcoming X-Men films, would that excite you for the MCU again? Please go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.